My computer froze. This is not good. Do something, say something, entertain the people. All right, you can read it on stream, Sheldon. Good luck. I have to relaunch the game. It's fine.
Well, we have a big winner, and it's TSOTs. TSOTs?
Well, hello, folks. We got our first new dev stream of 2022. Yeah. And the first dev stream since the new war came out in December. So it's been like a month and a half or something. And there's a lot of cool stuff coming up in the post-New War world, and a lot of new things to be excited about, and some upcoming stuff, augments and cosmetics and stuff like that as well. So we're gonna go through all of them. But I'm gonna just give this heads up right away. They did talk about like New War spoilers, and I guess I'm gonna have to do that as well here. So if you have not yet played the New War, I recommend doing so before watching this video. But with that in mind, let's just jump straight into the news.
I'll limit you guys to a one-word answer, and I'm not going to let you be more specific unless you really have to. But of, the journey we went on with Teshin, Kahl, and Veso, a lot of players are hoping this isn't the end. And I would like you to perhaps weigh in on, will we be seeing more of some characters on this image?
Don't we usually say yep?
Yep, you got it.
That's the yep that we always
Yep.
say.
Yeah, it's not.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Great. All right. I think that's an important thing for people to just be aware of without giving specifics.
All right. Obviously, we don't know exactly what the takeaway from this is, but like what we know then is that like at least one of these three characters is not actually dead and is like still alive or can come back in some way. Maybe all three of them is what I'm saying. It's like, it feels like an opening for that with all of them, and we've done it before with the Lotus hologram that was sticking around for several years before we got the Lotus back. So I'm thinking this is going to tie into an early video I made about the concept of eternalism and how this philosophical idea of eternalism is going to play into Warframe's narrative moving forward. So if you have watched my video on eternalism, then you would know that the lesson from that video is that Teshin died and Teshin didn't die. So, we can go places. We can go places from there. We'll find out exactly where, but might be in for a surprise or two.
I could ask you once more, should players expect to see more Archon encounters in their future? And, this is something that wasn't just made for the quest, but now that we've seen you engage with them, maybe this could be something that you could look forward to down the road coming back for different types of hard content.
Yes,
Definitely.
Scott?
Oh,
Yeah, you can answer this one. You take it.
Yep. Yes.
Yeah.
I think they should come back. I think they're interesting. I think the challenge for them coming back is going to be is tweaking them to be a greater challenge to the Warframes. The quest really showed the power dynamic between the Drifter and a Warframe. Once you fought an Archon as a Warframe, it was much easier. So I think if the cycle is going to be Warframe versus the Archons, they're definitely going to need a buff or a change or a bump in order to make them challenging versus Warframes, because they're designed versus the Drifter kit. So that'll be an interesting design challenge, I think.
Now, people have been speculating about this immediately, and people have been talking about that ever since the Archons came out, that this could be the next Kuva Lich, right? The sentient liches, as it were, or like in this case then Narmer liches, where you can, if they go all in on it, if they can make it work with like, because like how Kuva Liches and stuff like that are procedurally generated. Obviously, with Sisters of Parvos, they don't look all that different from each other. They all look pretty much the same. There's not a whole lot, and like the imagery showed that they had a bunch of different armor pieces and stuff that they then like don't actually have in practice. Kuva Liches are way more diverse in their appearances. Kuva Liches can look very different from each other.
Back again, Ken.
And if they make it right and they can do these sort of procedurally generated Warframe with a thing attached to them and stuff, as a new sort of like a third Kuva Lich inspired thing, that could be really cool. That could be really, really cool if they can pull that off. So that's something I'm looking forward to in the future, if they can tweak that and make it work and drop that as like new content to play. Yeah, I dig it. That looks fun.
We have a update coming with lots of cool features in it that I want to talk about. So first off, we're just going to go through this list here. New wars were playable. We have some Lich/Sister of Parvos quality of life that I wanted to explain. I made a fancy little slide to do just that. And allow me to explain, if you will. When you are on your Kuva Lich or Sister of Parvos hunt, the weapon pool has gotten bigger. So we're doing a progenitor quality of life pass, which basically means when you're in the process of hunting for a specific weapon, say you don't want to trade, you just want to do it yourself, that means that you can now benefit by rejecting weapons to reduce the pool for a given Lich or Sister hunt. So if you see the Kuva Karak, you don't want the Kuva Karak, by simply rejecting it, it is removed from the pool. So the next time you down a larvling, there's no chance it'll be Kuva Karak for that given Lich set that you're doing. This means that no matter what, by the end, you're going to get the weapon you want. So it's a bit of like an RNG mercy system in that you'll be whittling the pool down to get exactly what you want. This applies to Sisters and Liches, and it'll occur on loop. So once you restart the process, the pool is open wide again because we don't know what you may or may not want. And that'll be coming on February 9th. So great little quality.
Alright, so the new war being replayable is really cool. I'm probably going to dive into that myself, especially in the Zariman section. I want to walk around and see what I missed and what sort of things you can glean from it and really look behind every nook and cranny in there, and that's going to be super cool. Other than that, I love this Kuva Lich change because hunting for specific weapons can be a real slog, especially now that we have 16 different Kuva Lich weapons. If you want a specific one, every time you hunt a larvling, it's a 1 in 16 chance of getting the weapon that you're hunting for, which can be a real drag. It can be a real drag, and it can take you an entire day to find the correct weapon. With this, every weapon you want, at maximum, it's going to take 16 attempts, and then you'll get the weapon. The only thing, obviously, is that, and this is the most minor nitpick, the nittiest of picks is that if you say you really want a male Kuva Lich or you really want a female Kuva Lich for some reason, you can't tell the gender of the larvling. And then say you want a male Kuva Lich and then you get the weapon you want, but it's a female Kuva Lich, then you have to take the stab. Because if you don't take the stab, that weapon is just going to be removed from the pool. And I assume if you don't take the stab on all 16 weapons, it's going to reset or whatever. But that, who cares? That is such a pathetic little nitpick that I'm not even going to bother with it. No, this is a great change. It's going to make hunting for specific weapons so much easier, so much better. I love this change. It's fantastic.
Going to bring the Hildryn fans some energy-based muscle.
Damn.
Yeah.
Valkyr Deluxe looks incredible and will be coming with some animations that are just so fun, very high energy. So we did a couple modifications.
Whoa. Yeah.
What?
That's cool.
Yeah, she looks incredible. She's got that crazy, bone-linked cyber tail.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really cool
my
design.
gosh.
Yeah, this is...
Wow.
I could spend the whole stream just doing a 360 around Valkyr, but I won't. But I could. Grendel is getting a skin for Lunar New Year, so Grendel players can look forward to having that as part of their arsenal. He looks super cool, celebrating Lunar New Year in style with Grendel. This will be coming in February. Yay, Grendel stuff! Yay!
Mhm.
Yeah, Grendel's getting an augment, getting a skin.
I like it.
He looks incredible. Skyers is working on Protea Deluxe, which we showed at TennoCon. So this is a sculpt in progress for all things Protea Deluxe. She is turning out amazingly. If you don't know, Asterisk is player that has done their own concepts, and we partnered with them officially for them to work on Protea Deluxe, and now it's in our artist's hands. Skyers is doing the sculpting, and this will be coming later this year as well.
Beautiful.
Skyers
It's looking great.
Yeah,
That's
Skyers.
beautiful. I love this.
No, it's so good. So you can get a close up, and you can really see the detail, and every part of Protea Deluxe is coming together nicely.
Wow.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I love the emblem stuff. That's really
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah,
Shoulder and
very
everything.
regal looking.
Crest,
Very
yeah.
regal. I cannot wait. Very excited. Prepare yourselves, Tenno, for Xaku Deluxe. I can't. It's so good. I couldn't catch my breath when I first looked at this. Like, the passion and the thoughts that went into this, the inspiration with the traditional pottery in Japan, like, unbelievable.
Yeah, it's a really thoughtful kind of approach to the kind of the design of Xaku, and they worked in the kintsugi kind of pottery method of fixing broken pots with inlays of gold or platinum. So it's like a combination of broken pots. It just fits the theme of Xaku really. It's
Yeah, it like
a
really
really good idea.
This image will be available in the overview and everything for people to zoom in on and see a closer look. But everything from the idea that the pottery would have represented Awoken, it's just so incredible in its concept and execution. The skeleton version of Xaku looks amazing. From like the haunting face, the marble-esque look. It's just really, 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 really exciting. And that's something to look forward to throughout the year. We'll give you updates. This is just the concept we've received now, just to, of course, set you up for some updates on what will be Xaku.
Alright, so a lot of skins to look at now. A lot of skins. Man, I just put out the video reviewing deluxe skins, and then they just throw a bunch of new ones at me. It's like my video is going to get obsolete pretty quickly. I'm going to have to make an update sometime soon. First of all, the Hildryn Deluxe skin, it looks great. It's very cool aesthetics. It's not the one I'm most excited for, but it looks great. It's just very solid. But number one, the Valkyr one with the puffy bomber jacket and those arms, it looks amazing. And like, trust me, Valkyr has been strapped for good skins. Valkyr really needs some good skins. Because Valkyr, as it is, her normal prime skin, I don't particularly like it. I don't think it looks very good. Her deluxe skin is atrocious. Don't know what they're going with this face with the ball gag in it. It's just not a good look at all. So Valkyr really needs a good deluxe skin, and she's getting that with this. This looks so cool, so different, so stylish. Very happy about that skin. Then the Grendel skin, man. Oh, the Grendel skin with that like sort of like, is it like Chinese or Japanese demon face or whatever? What's that gonna be like? They said it was for the Lunar New Year's. Is that gonna be like a Gift of the Lotus thing? Is that gonna be something you have to buy with platinum? I don't know. They seem to really, it's probably for platinum. They seem to be really going in with like Grendel updates in this one. We're gonna talk about that with the Augment mods as well. But like a lot of love being shown for Grendel, which is good because Grendel is super underrated. People think he's bad for some reason, and he's really, really not. He's really good, and he's about to get better. Cool skin as well. Obviously, you have to talk about the Xaku skin. With the I love the idea of Japanese pottery and fusing together like a broken clay pot with gold. It's such a smart idea. It's so thematically appropriate. It looks creepy and horrifying, but also really beautiful and really, really authentic to this theme. One of the best deluxe skins I've ever seen in my life. It's gorgeous. That is such a home run. And also, like the Protea skin that they've shown off before, now they have a bit more of like gotten a bit further in design. Still thick. She's still rocking them thick thighs. So if that's something people are into, and I'm gonna say a lot of people are into that, then that skin is gonna be a hit too. But hey, let's take a peek at those new augments, shall we?
Talk about 4 augments coming with the update as well. These will be for Ureli. Ureli is getting an augment for Surging Blades, or Surging Blades is the augment name, rather. It's for Aqua Blades. Blades gain 8% extra damage per enemy hit. Press 3 to launch a blade at your foes, so you can pick one of, not pick, but one of the blades will be launched, and it will get more damage based on enemies hit. Grendel is getting a augment called Gourmand. It is for Feast. Instead of energy, it now consumes 200 health and on cast and 30 health drain. So it's similar to how you have someone like Necros with a Despoil augment, where you take the energy economy and you switch it to a health economy. So this is going to be a little bit of a different playstyle for Grendel, where energy economy is replaced with health balance economy. Frost is getting Biting Frost. He gains 200% critical chance and 200% critical damage against frozen enemies. This is just a Frost augment. It's arguably a passive augment, I believe. And then last but not least, for Gauss, Thermal Transfer, it's a Thermal Thunder augment. Allies in range get 75% bonus elemental damage for 30 seconds. So team compatibility augment, give your allies some sweet, sweet elemental damage bonus for 30 seconds. That's part of Thermal Thunder. So these augments will be coming with the February 9th update as well.
All right, so these augments are actually really interesting, all of them. Like the only one is like the Gauss one for Thermal Thunder that gives elemental damage to allies. I'm sure someone's going to be able to figure out some nifty way of breaking the game with that one. People who are smarter than I am. But first of all, Grendel is already great. Grendel is already really underrated. The thing most people have against Grendel is that he is extremely energy hungry. You really have to invest in him to be able to balance his energy economy. So you need to have Arcane Energize. You need to have Primed Flow. You need to have maxed out efficiency. You need to have all of that to make his kit work. But if you do, then it works and it's really strong. Now this one, however, and that is because of Feast. The more enemies you have in your gut, the higher the drain, and you need to have a lot of enemies in your gut to make it really strong. But if they instead switch it to a health drain instead of an energy drain, like he already has a really, really big health pool as it is, and people who play Necros know that there are ways of getting around health balancing with stuff like Equilibrium, with all of the mods that people normally use to make like a Necros Despoil build work. And obviously, if like the health damage that you take, if that has a chance to like trigger Arcane Grace, then it's like fine, it's a non-issue. Then you're just it's just all of the energy problems are gone then, and then you don't have to invest all of, like this hard in it. You probably don't even need to have primed flow. You don't need to have maxed out efficiency, and you can have so much more flexibility in how you build the Grendel, and then you can invest more in like other stuff to beef him up if you want to. So. Really strong mod. Grendel is already good. With this mod, he's going to be even better, and he's going to get really dangerous. Now, the next one is Yareli's. And what's important to note is that Aqua Blades is her helmet ability. This is what she gives away to others in the helmet, so everyone is going to be able to use this. And the big complaint people have had about Yareli is that her abilities don't really scale upward, but this seems to fix that, increasing the damage for every enemy hit, and this thing has a pretty decent duration as it is. Like, what is it, like 45 seconds or something at 100% duration, so you can make it last for a very long time, and this just turned this into a pretty potent scaling damaging ability. I'm not sure if Yareli is going to be the Warframe that's going to be able to take the best advantage of it, but there are other Warframes out there that are suddenly gonna start looking at using Aqua Blades as part of their kit. It's really, really strong. And then we have the Frost one, the last one. What's interesting about that is, that it gives a really potent buff. 200% crit chance, 200% crit damage, That's strong. That's a very strong buff against frozen enemies. So then it's just a question of like, okay, what freezes enemies? Some of his kit does. I'm kind of interested in learning like if you can combine that with like Thermal Thunder. Gauss's ability, Thermal Thunder, because that's a Helminth ability. And if you like spam multiple of the cold proc, I know you can freeze enemies solid. I'm not sure if you need Redline for that, or if you can do that with like the Helminth version as well, that you can actually freeze enemies solid. Might be worth... I'm going to experiment with that after this comes out, to see if slapping Thermal Thunder onto Frost, for Frost new sort of like passive augment, could be interesting damage-wise, and maybe it can be. Maybe it can be really interesting. We'll find out, people. We'll find out. All I know is that these augments are making me excited. The Aquablades one makes me excited. The Frost one makes me excited. The Grendel one makes me really excited. And I'm not sure how I feel about the Gauss one, but I'm sure, again, people who are smarter than me can weigh in on how strong that one actually is. Anyway, let's go check out the quest stuff.
Tenno is going to notice something on the star chart that we are going... Actually, you know what? Oh, no, you'll see it. We are going to come back to this in this stream, so don't worry. You're probably seeing something. I think it's time we tell you, Tenno, about the first major content update coming this year. Introducing update 31.5, Angels of the Zariman. This is going to be the post-New War content continuation. This is something extremely related to what you would have seen in the star chart moments ago. It is something that is a direct follow-up of your New War journey. It is something that we're aiming to bring at least 2 brand new game modes into Warframe. A quest, a new Warframe, diving deeper in the lore, and it also is going to have some quality of life reworks.
Oh man, so that's exciting, huh? Angels of the Zariman. We're going further into that path. First of all, when you saw on the star chart that there were 2 nodes, one called Zariman and the other was called Sanctuary, it's probably just going to be 1 node, people. The one called Sanctuary, I think people have seen that one before in older streams. That's just a dev thing. It's the node for Sanctuary Onslaught. That like the node sort of exists somewhere on the star chart. We just can't see it, and that's just when you have the dev build open, you can see that. So and you can see that like it's just a copy of the node of the Void. They look the same. So that one's probably nothing. The one to focus on is the Zariman. That's the new node, and that's probably where we're gonna access this new update, Angels of the Zariman, and that's probably where we're gonna access these new game modes, 1 or 2 new game modes. And I'm gonna throw out a wild guess here that this is gonna be Drifter related. It's gonna be related to the Drifter gameplay. So these might be new game modes, I don't know, maybe, where we don't get to use our Warframes, where we just play as the operator for the mission. Might be something like that. Is it a case of like exploring the Zariman? Like how big is the Zariman really? Because I get the impression that the Zariman is actually really, really big. Like it's huge. So that might be its own thing where they can create like sort of procedurally generated missions in the Zariman, which would be neat. I guess we'll find out more. That's the next big project. Won't get that one for a while. In February 9th, we're gonna get the Echoes of War update. Xmas reworks, new augments, new cosmetics, new deluxe skin, stuff like that. Or the deluxe skins? Well, at least the Hildryn Deluxe skin is coming with that update. So that's neat, and New War being replayable, also neat. Another piece of information they told us is that they were no longer going to be having like multiple community streams per week. They're going to consolidate that instead, so there's going to be one stream per week, but it's going to be 2 hours long. And they're going to focus more on like having meaningful Twitch drops in those streams rather than like grab bags and stuff like that. So we'll see how that plays out. I know a lot of people like the community streams. And maybe it's gonna feel a bit weird where there's only gonna be one stream per week. Maybe people can't invest in like a 2-hour stream or something. Or maybe it'll work out. Maybe it'll be fun. Maybe they're gonna be able to cover the game in a better way and like less dead air or something. We'll find out. We'll see. All in all, a pretty nice first dev stream of the year. I didn't expect anything like sort of huge or anything because people have been away on vacation after the new war dropped and they're sort of like just starting to get back to work. The things we did get announced, it's small stuff, but it's stuff that I feel sort of excited about. Just a lot of nice little quality of life changes all around, and then we'll see where they go with the main quest. I have theories. I should probably go make some lore videos before this comes out. So strike while the iron is hot, as they say. I get some hot takes, people. They're coming. Anyway, that was the dev stream. Thank you for watching this little update, and I will see you again tomorrow for something completely different.